and gentlemen, please all rise for God Save the Queen.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national God Save the Queen.
Well, 100 days ago, the Games baton left Port Moresby on an epic journey across the 22 provinces of this absolutely outstanding country, and designed by the renowned local artist Gigi Mai, who wanted a symbol, he said, that was culturally relevant to Papua New Guinea and also set upon a stylized drum or a kundu. And guys, really, this really did draw the country together.
Very much so. From the coastal provinces, the island provinces, to the mainland, through the highlands region, some quite remote areas as well. As they traveled through the 22 provinces, that was also through the different districts within each province. So quite a wide range of the communities in those provinces that got a chance to not only have a feel of the baton as it traveled throughout the country, but also the spirit of the games itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Going underwater and also right through to the ends of Papua New Guinea. The baton also did reach Cairns on the northern tip of Australia and make its way right through to the nation's capital, where the governor of NCD, Honorable Pauus Pakop, was able to receive the baton.
Yes, so a magic 100 days and a magic night here in Port Moresby this evening as well. Just a beautiful evening and just a light zephyr breeze blowing across the stadium. And we really are honoured to be here tonight, making some broadcast history as well. Absolutely sensational to have you on board for this opening ceremony. And as you can see, the whole town is decked out tonight. Believe me, people have been walking in, we are told, for days to make it here into the capital city tonight for this special occasion.
Those that haven't walked have flown in from the outer provinces, the island provinces, to be a part of this event, to witness something that we've never done before on such a large scale.
Yeah, absolutely. And Papua New Guinea will be holding its breath as you know, we showcase to the rest of the world our diverse culture and the different traditional pieces that we're able to put together. To the organizers of the opening ceremony, they're going to try in one night fit in Papua New Guinea with the different cultures.
And so the clock is certainly beginning to count down to the official opening of the 15th Pacific Games. And 60 seconds, it's just going to go off here in Moresby tonight. I've got a feeling in my bones. A lot of work has gone into this.
You can certainly feel the anticipation through the crowd, the atmosphere. We're all looking forward not only to tonight, but the next 16 days as well.
Indeed. So the official opening of the
Ladies and gentlemen,
Games brought to you live in the biggest broadcast event in Games history, the biggest television event in PNG history. Never before have the Pacific Games reached so many in our hemisphere. And ahead 16 days of competition featuring 24 countries and 28 sports, 3,000 athletes competing for nearly 2,500 medals, 733 of them are gold. And for some of those here in Moresby, the pathway to the Olympic Games. So it's a warm welcome from all of us here in beautiful Port Moresby. Welcome to Papua New Guinea. Welcome to the 15th Pacific Games.
And just 10 seconds to go as we count down to the opening ceremony. And here we go, the countdown begins in 5, 4,
So as the stadium is plunged into darkness, the third time Papua New Guinea, the venue for the Pacific Games, and the atmosphere now being set for the opening ceremony. An opening ceremony that I think is going to really honour the tradition, the culture, the rich history of this country. As I say, tonight, a warm, buffeting breeze, trade winds.
Yeah, it's definitely come alive on just the first couple of minutes of the opening ceremony, and we had darkness, but the ambience, the lights are definitely setting the scene to what's going to be a fantastic opening ceremony. 1,000 children walking through, I believe, to form the wave, symbol of the waves across the arena floor.
And the sounds of Motuan women singing Gaba Gaba as 1,000 school children take their place to tell part of the story of the Motuan trade canoes. With the crab floor sails, otherwise known as lakatois. And on the same note, I must say good night through to all the viewers right throughout Papua New Guinea who are joining us from their homes to witness this event. Night Bluyumi, something to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely, and we want to say good night to the rest of the world that's joining us here on what is the opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games here in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea.
So perhaps on the center stage now you can see the Motuan canoes, which use the trade winds for many hundreds of years to ply their trade up and down the southern coast of Papua New Guinea. The men would go away for months and bring back the important cargo of sago. And waiting for them would be the women and the villagers. And when the vessels returned, important festivities.
Yeah, it was definitely a place where cultures were exchanged, food was exchanged for. It's just a hairy trade that happened with the lakatois there, and it symbolizes Port Moresby. It symbolizes where we come from, the Motuan culture, and these are the Motuan people, the hairy involved in voyages right around the coastal part and exchanging clay pots for sago with the people of the Gulf province.
The 12 illuminated lakatois, traditional canoes that you can see represent the 12 Motuan villages.
The Motuan song that they're singing now is a very popular song. It's sung right throughout all the Motuan villages of the coastline of Port Moresby.
So the Motuan district then is around the greater Port Moresby area.
Yeah, absolutely. It's on the land. Port Moresby is on the Motuan land. So what you see here is basically the song titled Hedi Aurora, and this song is just sung in all the Motuan villages, and I'm sure it's a proud moment for the people of Motu as they be singing this song right throughout the villages along the coast of Port Moresby.
Very much a proud moment for them, not only displaying their culture, but being in their home province that Port Moresby sits in.
So the women now, Lawrence, beginning to approach the men, probably as they would have done traditionally when the traders came back.
Trips, yes.
Absolutely. So what happens in here in trade is the men come back from their voyages, and there's a big celebration of feasting and dancing by the Motu'en villages to signify the return of the men, and the ladies get dressed up, and there's just a big sinsing and celebration that they're able to bring back whatever exchanges they had with the Gulf people.
And for the benefit of maybe the Australian and New Zealand viewers who are joining us for the first time ever in this historic broadcast, can you explain a little bit, Kathleen, about maybe some of the tattoos on the women here? How do they come about? Normally the tattoos be done by on women when they reach an age of be initiated to become women.
Yeah.
You wouldn't see that on the younger aged girls.
And each of the tattoos signify different styles from different villages, and within the villages, their own tribes as well. There's a different tattoo per tribe, per village, so they're all signifying a tattoo from each of the Motu'en villages.
So with a cacophony of fireworks overhead, the first stanza of this opening ceremony comes to a close here. These pictures coming to you live this evening from Port Moresby. There was a little drizzle earlier on today. We were a little bit fretful, but I can tell you what, it's turned into an absolutely glorious evening here in the capital of Papua New Guinea. And we're going to see over the next 2 hours or so an exquisite display of the culture and the people that make up this amazing land. So now the attention of the audience here goes to one of these 4 magnificent and brightly decorated towers in the motifs of the various tribes. And here's the first of them.
The 4 towers represent the 4 regions of Papua New Guinea. And the sounds we hear now, those pipes represent the Momasa region.
So Lawrence, we've obviously moved districts a little bit.
Yes, we have. And this is the southern region that you can see here.
So we're moving up into the hinterland a little bit. We've left the coastal people of the Motuan people.
Correction, that's the Momase Tower and the Sepik Sacred Saxum log drums, joined by a flute played on top by Pius Wasi, and CSC singers on the mid-level. They represent the Momase region of Papua New Guinea. Momase, for those that don't know, Momase represent the Morobe, Madang and Sepik provinces.
Thank you, Kathleen, for that correction.
So you can see the towers now slowly being lit as we begin to move our attention around this country.
Just saw a performance from the southern region, the tower representing the southern region, and right now on screen the Palea Suksuk dance group representing Manus. Manus province is in the New Guinea Islands region.
And the sound of the drums reverberating around the stadium here, absolutely thunderous here. Probably not quite getting a sense of it at home, but let me tell you, really beginning to shake and move this crowd. They're loving it.
Certainly helping build up momentum for, in fact, the rest of the next 2 weeks of events.
And so perhaps one of the most provocative and interesting parts of the night, this extraordinary sing-sing. And Lawrence, really amazing that we can get so many cultural groups here into Moresby for this one night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 22 different provinces and be able to come together with the 4 regions. And this is from the Highlands region.
Yes, representing the Highlands region. We begin with, I believe it's the Sili Muli group, Sing Sing group. They are from the Enga province. Diverse as Papua New Guinea is with its languages and dialects, in fact over 800. We're also very diverse in our cultural dances, and traditional wear, or what we call here in Tonkisin as bilas. We see on stage now from the Southern Highlands.
Yeah, very bright colors, the Southern Highlands.
And they're a popular lot.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the traditional bilas that you would see most shows and even special events.
And the reliance on colour, Lawrence, obviously hugely important. Where are the colours derived from? I mean, what is the inspiration for the colour?
Well, the headdress is from the bird of paradise, the Como, which is predominantly red or bright red. So that signifies the Southern Highlands region where they have the bright colours of red and yellow.
And there's a number of groups, in fact, from the Western Highlands, this being the first of them, the Western Highlands province.
So most of the Highlands regions, you'll see that their headdresses are done from feathers of the bird of paradise, and the different species of the bird of paradise. So that's something that's significant in the Highlands region.
There's about 40 sing-sing groups involved in this ceremony tonight, so that's quite a few to show just a bit of how colorful our culture is.
Actually, it's been amazing talking to some of the organisers of this opening festival, opening ceremony, that a number of groups have been presenting themselves all week in Moresby, wanting to get in the action, as I was saying in the introduction.
Even the last few days, and I believe also this morning.
It's incredible that people want to be part of the action. As I say, the feeling, the atmosphere here in Moresby has been quite palpable over the last couple of days, and coming in here tonight, there was just something special about what was going to happen tonight. And after all these years, the games are back in Port Moresby for this opening ceremony, and boy, what an explosive way to start.
Yeah, the Papua New Guineans are definitely putting on a show for the rest of the world to see. And you know, we're on still touching the first region of Papua New Guinea. We're still in the Highlands region.
The female group you see now on screen are from the Chimbu province. And I think you can safely say the most colorful, elaborate headdresses are from the Chimbu province, for sure.
Yes, definitely. And again, I must reiterate, the headdresses for the Highlands region are mostly from the Bird of Paradise, which probably one of the only countries in the world that has the Bird of Paradise.
And it's just fantastic, Kathleen, to see this explosion of culture here. And I just wonder how important events like this are to preserve it and to grow culture in this country.
Well, most definitely when they have, where and when they have chances to perform, they are definitely proud.
Yeah.
There's something we can say for sure, Lawrence will agree with me, that most from each own province or even clan district, they're very much proud of where they come from.
But the important thing is that the culture is alive, well, it's being expressed, and obviously people are very proud to get down here and get amongst it, Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely, Brendan. And, you know, that's what probably one of the positives of Papua New Guinea is that the culture is preserved, it is passed down, and it's able to be drawn from the older ones right through the young ones. And you will see there are some of the young kids taking part in this cultural activity. So, you know, they're proud. The Highlands region, or the Highlands people are proud of their culture, and anytime they have a chance to showcase their culture, their colors, they're going to come out in numbers and ensure that they are represented well.
And what about group rivalry here between the various groups? I mean, is that important? Is one group trying to make a more expressive stance than, say, another?
I wouldn't say so. We're all unique in our own way. Some dancers a bit more active than others.
Yeah.
Some bilas traditional dress maybe not as colorful as others, but it is still something unique that each and every one in the different groups and communities are proud of.
And so following the Sing Sing groups then, the flag of Papua New Guinea proudly flutters here tonight. And the national anthem to be played by the Conch Orchestra. affirmation of the younger generation here in PNG. The wonderful conch orchestra joined on stage by the kids.
40 years ago, our founding mothers and fathers created our Constitution to guide the development of a new, independent, free Papua New Guinea. Tonight, together, we honor and reaffirm those words.
We, the people of Papua New Guinea, united in one nation, pay homage to the memory of our ancestors, the source of our strength and origin of our combined heritage.
Acknowledge the customs and traditional wisdoms of our people, which have come down to us from generation to generation.
Pledge ourselves to guard and pass on to those that come after us our noble traditions and Christian principles that are ours now.
And we assert, by virtue of that authority, that all power belongs to the people, acting through their duly elected representatives.
That respect for the dignity of the individual and community interdependence are basic principles of our society.
That we guard with our lives, our national identity, integrity, and self-respect.
That we reject violence and seek consensus as a means of solving our common problems.
That our national wealth, won by honest, hard work, be equitably shared by all.
That Papua New Guinea's resources and environment to be used for the collective benefit of everyone and be replenished for the benefit of future generations.
That there is equal participation by women citizens in all political, economic, social, and religious activities.
May all those here tonight and across our nation renew passionate commitment to these goals.
Thank you.
So excerpts then from the Constitution of Papua New Guinea, rendered there by a younger generation, affirming their place in Papua New Guinea's future. And this wonderful flag now, those poles 4 meters high, disappears into the back of the stadium.
A very good presentation of our pledge, and read there by different faces and different voices, young voices there of Papua New Guinea.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for. Please welcome into the arena the athletes of the 15th Pacific Games,
Well, this is the moment, of course, that Papua New Guinea has been waiting for. The athletes not too far away.
This is you, this is me. Together we stand in unity. I hear the trade winds blowing across the Pacific sky. From the mountains up to the valleys low, this is the land of 1,000 smiles. spirit of the call of the islands. I hear the song of my people. This is you, this is me. Together we stand in unity. I hear the trade winds blowing across the Pacific sky. From the mountains high to the valleys low. This is the land of 1,000 smiles. Many shine, many freedoms, many voices. This is our moment, this is our time. This is you, this is me. Together we will light the fire. Together we will stand for the spirit.
Time to introduce PNG to the athletes who will be competing here over the next 16 days. And the first of them, the mighty champions from New Caledonia. This team has absolutely dominated sport in this part of the world. They've done it before and they want to do it again here. But despite of the team, there is some concern that PNG has really invested heavily in its own development. And Michel Quentin, the chef de mission, conceding that they certainly could have their hands full here. Look out for their Hobie sailor, Gerard Lagan. Recently a contender at the World Championship. Maxime Chadal, their tennis player, again going to be a very tough competitor at the tennis. And Doc Grilla is back as well. We've seen him in previous games. A mighty tennis player and going to make it extremely tough for PNG and the other powerhouses of the Pacific to dominate here. But the emphasis on New Caledonian sport in recent times is to seek out competition in our part of the world rather than going back into the national federations of France, back into the metropolitan France area. And it just looks like they might want to do something a little bit special here, the New Caledonians. Gracious champions in previous games, and once again here we're expecting mighty things from New Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. The New Caledonians won back in 2011, and they won't want to be, you know, giving that away too easily, and they've come here ready to take on battle. And New Caledonians, I think they may do a haka or something here. There you go.
New Caledonia will be hosting the inaugural Melanesia Games next year, 2016. Which will be a youth games with athletes between 15 to 18 years of age.
They just loved it, didn't they, Kathleen? The haka, the challenge.
Yeah.
From the Kanak element.
Yep, that's exactly right.
But very interesting note that a couple of their big stars, however, Lawrence, will not be here. Thomas Dahlia, one of their world-ranked swimmers, who was expected to come here. They were expecting about 17 medals out of him, 12 of them gold. Can't come because of French championship duties. But another swimmer who dominated in the pool when New Caledonia hosted last time and absolutely dominated with 120 goals is here. Next team up onto the dais is American Samoa. Hosted the mini games back in 1987. This team is rebuilding 85 athletes. And again, it looks like they've got something special for the people of Papua New Guinea. So as I say, American Samoa rebuilding. They've got 10 sports here, 85 athletes. Look out for them in men's basketball, also women's basketball as well. They fancied themselves there, bodybuilding, basketball, volleyball, beach volleyball, swimming, tennis, and golf as well, plus a golfer. History here tonight in PNG. This is Team Australia. Never before have they competed at the Pacific Games, and they move it up then from a regional event to a continental event because of their appearance here. And that means that athletes here competing have access, direct access to qualification for the Olympic Games. Nicole Beck, 27-year-old. She's the captain of the women's 17. Just trying to get something there. She is in picture, 27-year-old Nicole Beck. She is the flag bearer for Team Australia tonight.
And it's good to see them, you know, really take part in the Pacific experience. So welcome to Team Australia.
Yeah, the sevens competition here is going to be very, very interesting, I think, Lawrence. And the girls, the Australian team, very, very strong. They're off to Rio, and they've brought a number of younger players along here to test themselves out. Look out for the Aussies in weightlifting as well. Sailing too, they've got a couple of wonderful young sailors here. Could be very interesting. Touching our hearts is the Cook Islands, all the way from the eastern side of the Pacific. And wonderful to see that Teriapi Tapake from Maoki Island is the flag bearer tonight, and it's a hi to Maoki. They've worked extremely hard to get Teriapi back here again. And you can see that the girls have got those hair rays, style that was made popular by the wonderful Rosie Blake, not here with us tonight, but watching, we are told, in New Zealand. And Rosie, wish you were here. And to our other Cook Islanders, here's the challenge from the Cookies. .167 Cook Island athletes are here tonight. They're going to be competing in 14 sports. And the challenge not over yet, Lawrence.
It's just really good to see the different hakas right throughout the Pacific and the Cook Islands showing us what they're made of.
And there it is, all the way from the Cook Islands. We welcome them here to PNG, looking very resplendent too in their Morocco garments. And as I said, Teriapi Tapoke is the flag bearer tonight, holds the Cook Island national records in shot put and discus and also in javelin. Federated States of Micronesia. And the flag bearer here tonight is Manuel Mingenfeld. Manuel Mingenfeld, who kilo for kilo has been one of the greatest weightlifters of all time. This guy was a world champion, 4-time Olympian, went to Sydney, Athens, Beijing, London. He's a silver medalist at the World Championships as well. The most decorated male weightlifter in the history of the Pacific Games is Manuel Mingenfeld. There he is in shot. 42 athletes, 6 sports, the biggest team that they've ever sent abroad in many a year. And Peter Christian, actually, who's their president, was hoping to be with FSM tonight, but there's a bit of a typhoon we hear blowing around their part of the world, so he's heading back, given the experiences of Yap and shook earlier on the year when they were devastated by a big typhoon. Here is Team Fiji. Apollonia Vaivai is the flag bearer. And Fiji, of course, the first hosting nation of the Pacific Games all the way back in 1963 when they topped the medal list. 453 Fiji athletes here, 24 sports. And Team Fiji spent over $2.5 million to get here to Papua New Guinea. What can you say about Fiji? And perhaps a little bit of history as well, Lawrence, because there is a referendum on in Fiji at the moment about changes to this national flag, and it could be the last time that we see it here.
Correct, absolutely. Right there, Brendan. So this could be a historical moment for Fiji. And yeah, they come out in big numbers, the Fijians. Very good sprinters, the male sprinters. Their netball team, of course, the rugby sevens, they're going to be very, very dominant in that sports, those sports as well. So Fiji not making up the numbers here for the 15th Pacific Games. They are definitely going to be one to watch out for.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look out for them in sevens, as you say. They finished 4th on the medal table back in 2011 with 33 golds. They'll be wanting to improve on that, and Joe Roden Sr. has been saying that they want to come back with a little bit more this time as well. As you say, Lawrence, we're looking forward to the sevens, and it's going to be one of the star attractions of our broadcast.
Absolutely, the sevens, which you know they're very famous for. But in saying that, their netball team is the defending gold medalists from 2007. They went at the 2011 games, but definitely Fiji one to watch out for.
Team Fiji.
Definitely always a favorite, and they won't be short of supporters here in Port Moresby, that's for sure.
All the way from Micronesia is Team Guam. They're back, Team Guam. They lost their way a little bit in terms of Pacific sport over the last decade or so, but they've got 14 sports here this time, 148 athletes, and they're back. They're contenders as well. And Jager Stevens, 17-year-old swimmer who absolutely dominated the recent Micronesian Games up in Ponape with 10 gold medals, is looking after things. And alongside of their other swimmer, Shimizu as well. Look out for them in the swimming pool. They could be a handful. Of course, their basketball as well. Team Guam is back. Volleyball is also very, very important. And Taekwondo, they've got a fantastic player in Taekwondo. Won a silver medal in the East Asian Games. Look out for him. And Justin Andre as well, their hammer thrower, is back in action. And when the track and field starts the week after next, with the legend Bob Snow joining us for commentary.
That's going to be exciting on the athletic side.
Looks like a Chamorro war chant here all the way from Micronesia for the people of PNG. Sports. Here's Kiribati. 10 sports that compete in here. Kiribati with 95 athletes. David Katatau is, I believe, their flag bearer tonight. There he is. Indeed, it is he. Gold medalist in weightlifting, men's 95 in Glasgow, and turned himself into a national hero and icon. And it looks like the Kiribati chant is just about to go up here as well, all the way from Micronesia. favourites already.
It's good to see. It's good to see the rivalry already coming through here, and yeah, beautiful to watch.
Yeah, Team Kiribati, as I said, in a number of sports, and watch out for their weightlifting team. Marshall Islands, a smaller team, 7 members, 3 sports, athletics, swimming and weightlifting for the Marshalls. Again, rebuilding. Gordon Harris is probably their preeminent star. He's a swimmer, got onto an Oceania Foundation scholarship a couple of years ago, got him all the way to London as well. And dominant at Micronesian Games level. A little bit tougher for the Marshall Islands to step up to this level of competition, especially when you factor in Australia and New Zealand. And who can go past Nauru? This is the country in the center of the Pacific that started the weightlifting juggernaut that is now sweeping the Pacific, putting him on the world stage. And that man in particular, there's a couple of the younger Nauruans out here today, 131 of them. Iti Detanamo, there he is, the most powerful man in the Pacific, a super heavy and a massive weightlifter. And we're going to see him in action in the next couple of days, bending the bar with over 200 kilos on it. He is a monster, and when he starts throwing 200 kilos around a weightlifting hall, boy, do you know it. But Nauru's got one of its biggest teams here. It's got an elite boxer, Rachel Bonillo. She's here. They've got a 7s team here for the first time ever. Table tennis, volleyball, basketball as well. 8 sports. Let's hear what the Nauruans have got. Bring it, Nauru. Well, neighbours of Kiribati, all from Micronesia, and there, as I say, is Iti Detanamo. There's Team Kiribati just involving themselves. A hit already here. So, as I said, one of the biggest teams to represent Nauru at the Pacific Games in many a long year, and it's great to have them here. Good boxing team as well. Went up against the Fijians recently and also had an A squad in Northern Australia. And now we wait to welcome New Zealand to the platform. A small team, but a very important team. And like the Aussies, they mean that they change these games up from regional to continental. And it's because of the addition of both Australia and New Zealand that all of a sudden these kids have a chance, as do the rest of the kids in the Pacific now, to qualify directly for Olympic Games in a number of sports, weightlifting amongst them. And I know what's coming next.
Here we go.
We've got to have this, don't we?
It has to be fun.
We've got to get this. To the playing field, they could be a handful.
Welcome, New Zealand, to the Pacific Games, is all I can say. Good to have them with us.
They're loving it. So yeah, a smallish team for this debut by New Zealand, but a very important addition to the games, and it's great to have the Kiwis here. 65 athletes. 23 of them, of course, competing in football, weightlifting, 7 in Taekwondo. The Rock from the center of the Pacific, Niue. And Niue, of course, have been around for a long time. Again, got a great weightlifting team, Niue. And also watch out for them, Lawrence, in the lines. There's a suggestion that their rugby lines team could be a bit of a handful, and they could be a surprise here.
Yeah, that's what we've heard too. The Papua New Guineans have heard about Niue, so we'll be the host country will be definitely looking out for them with everyone else.
Well, once again, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome wonderful Norfolk Island. And again, we were mentioning Fiji earlier on tonight with Kevin Coulter, their flag bearer, but it might be the last time at the Pacific Games that we can welcome Kevin. There he is in shot. And the rest of the 20 Norfolk Islanders here in their last games, because there's a suggestion that with Australia taking over the administration of the island, they might not be able to get out and about as they have in previous years. Well, here's Northern Marianas, the CNMI, hosts of the mini games in a few years from now. CNMI have a powerful team, some good swimmers, and good to see them here as well. CNMI going to be hosting the rest of the Pacific up north in a number of years from now, and they're here to try and get some very important experience. Interesting family story as well here. There's a mum, a dad, a son and a daughter in this team. They sail, they play triathlon, and we'll be following them.
Wow, that's not a bad achievement there by that family, and good to see the Northern Marianas here.
Palau again from Micronesia. 4 sports, 17 athletes, table tennis, women's and men's teams as well. And Stefan Patras, another weightlifter. Boy, there have been some weightlifters who have been flag bearers here tonight. Competed at the 12 Summer Olympic Games in the men's 62 kilo. Finished 14th in the world. There he is, Stephen Patras, leading off Palau. 5 athletes as well. They've got a very quick sprinter who absolutely dominates up in Micronesia, but down here could be tough for him. Team Samoa just trying to pick up who their flag bearer is tonight, because it hopefully is Ele Opalonge, but it is indeed. She's the flag bearer here tonight. There was some suggestion that it might be shared around a bit, but there she is. Great powerhouse, as Ele just wants to rush off stage, but I think Samoa's got something else it wants to do. Bit of controversy about this team as well. They had an incredibly quick sprinter, Jeremy Dodson, Samoan mum, American dad, and he beat Benuve, the great Fijian sprinter.
Did he really?
He did indeed, but unfortunately there are issues about registration and time in Samoa, so it looks like we won't be seeing him, but I was really looking forward to a wonderful 200 meters. Let's see what Samoa's got here. Absolutely brilliant. But another great Samoan not here, unfortunately, will be Steffi Carruthers, Oceania #2 tennis player. She's away playing on the ITF circuit, so won't be able to make it down. But expect a powerful performance from this team. Samoa finished 5th at the last games. And their flag bearer there, Mary Opalonge, look out for her as well in the +75s. And as I was saying, Lawrence, a huge number of flag bearers and weightlifters here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that shows the dominance, not just in the Pacific, but on the world stage. So the country's definitely realizing that, and you know, they've been able to put themselves on the world map in terms of sports. So well done to all the flag bearers.
Solomon Islands, here they are. Big team here as well, 360 athletes. They'll be competing in 17 of the 28 sports on offer here as well. Bit of a surprise here as well. For the first time ever, they're sending a hockey team. They're looking at really redeveloping their sports in the Solomons. They've got a swimming team as well. And after missing for the last 7 years, they've got a netball team as well here.
Yeah, the netball team actually has been coached by the former PNG head coach, Mrs. Ani Yamo. So really good to see that you know, the Pacific countries are sharing the knowledge, and good to see that the Solomon Islands were able to pick up Ani Yamo, the former head coach of the PNG netball team.
Well, if she coaches as passionately as she used to play her netball, then I tell you what, Solomons could be a bit of a handful here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they're going to be a surprise package. And the Wantoks from Samoa, from Solomon Islands, I should say, will be here to really turn some heads.
National Sevens team as well is here. Triathlon is a sport that's been growing, and you can see that they've also brought their para athletes as well, which is great to see. And Terry West, a renowned Australian track and field coach, has been working with their track and field team as well for some time. So they bring a good mix of skills and talents, the Solomon Islanders, and look for their boxes as well, I think, Lance.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're always pretty handy.
Yeah, the boxes are very handy for the Solomon Islands, and I think they should be able to pick up some medals in that sport.
And I tell you what, if it's boxing that you love, then boy, have we got some big nights planned for you. We brought the great man, Benny Pike, and even the bigger man, Paya Wolfgram, to PNG. They'll be calling the action next week when boxing gets underway here. So Bob Snow in track and field, Benny Pike and Paya Wolfgram, and yourself, Lawrence, calling the basketball alongside of Martin Leary.
Yeah, that's already been on just the last couple of nights. But yeah, the experience is great, and basketball already a favorite sport here in Papua New Guinea.
So the Wantoks, Kathleen, not too far away from this part of the world. So as Solomons wind their way off, we welcome Tahiti again from that eastern side of the Pacific, and what a dominant power this group has been. One of their Va'a players here is the flag bearer tonight. That's Herate. Tahiti finishing second on the medal count 4 years ago in New Caledonia, and these guys just dominate the canoe paddling. Of the 12 goals decided in Umea 4 years ago, they won 11, and since Va'a, or outrigger canoe racing, has been introduced to the Pacific Games since '95, they have smashed everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally.
Absolutely. The VAR team actually is on the world stage. They're dominant in that sport, but I don't want to be biased or anything here, but look out for Papua New Guinea on this one.
I've heard the word. Believe me, it's been ricocheting around the Pacific. Just quickly as well on Team Tahiti, they've got a couple of great track and field athletes that Bob Snow's been very excited about as well. Has been watching their progress. Looks like the Tahitians are going to give us
they're going to give us their version of a haka or a dance.
But yeah, there are a couple of track and field athletes actually. They're going to be in the French Championships next week and then fly as quickly as they can from France to get here in time for track and field almost the next day. Well, we were expecting this to happen, Kathleen, as the various groups came out to make a bit of a statement.
Yes, definitely. For sure. They're all in the spirit of the games as well. They're all looking forward to competing over the next few days, if they haven't already started, as some competition did start yesterday in some of the sporting codes.
There you go. Team Tahiti showing us what it's all about.
Yeah, so watch out for the Tahitians when the paddling gets underway. And the Tahitians, I don't think they want to leave just yet.
Yeah, they got probably something else planned.
I think they've got something else planned. And they're such a musical group as well, the Tahitians. When the ukes come out and they start singing, I mean, just a little Tahitian flair there, I think.
Absolutely.
95, they hosted the Pacific Games, and boy, what an opening ceremony. I mean, this has been sensational tonight, but on the eastern side of the Pacific, of course, they can dance and they can sing, and they play a few drums over there as well.
Yeah.
The hulas were incredible.
You'll know them when you see them in the sporting fields. They're one of the loudest countries. Not saying the other Pacific countries are not, but you'll know the Tahitians when they come into the stadium or any of the playing fields.
Well, 465 Tahitians, and here comes Tokelau. In fact, the one representative for Tokelau here. Well, she's certainly getting a huge cheer. And so behind Tokelau comes the mighty kingdom of Tonga. 19 sports, 187 athletes, and the hosts, of course, of the next Pacific Games in 4 years from now. And I just wonder, on an important weekend, of course, in the kingdom at the moment, with celebrations for the king, what lessons Tonga is learning here. It would appear that the kingdom might have something planned. So Papua New Guinea then welcomes the Kingdom of Tonga to the Pacific Games here. The opening ceremony coming to you live from Port Moresby on this beautiful evening, with competition set to get underway first thing tomorrow. 187 athletes, 50 officials, as I said, many of them will be taking a look at how things are done here, because they will be hosting the games in 4 years. It's great that the Olympic silver medalist from Atlanta, Pia Wolfram, can join us for our coverage of the games. Tuvalu is next. And we again, look out for these guys in the boxing competition. A number of sports here, 100+ athletes, but we're getting reports that their boxing team, Lawrence, could be something just to keep a bit of an eye on as well.
Yeah, I think so too. They definitely turned heads when I last attended in 2011 in New Caledonia. So their boxing is a sport that we should look out for.
It's amazing, isn't it? And that the athletes get to meet them, interact, it's just incredible.
And also a good evening to all those that are picking us up through the other Pacific countries as well.
Indeed, Kathleen, well said. And here is Team Vanuatu.
Yeah, it's very good that they've brought out the banner. Thank you, Turu Olwantok, from Papua New Guinea. And they've been acknowledged there by the crowd. And we welcome our Wantoks from Papua New Guinea.
A little bit of Bislama there, perhaps.
Yeah, Bislama, yes. They have their own, also Solomon Islands. We have our own Tokpisin here. And that, for those that don't understand, it's just saying thank you very much to all the friends here in Papua New Guinea.
So Team Vanuatu then have brought quite a large team. In fact, they looked like they might be threatened after Cyclone Pam devastated much of Vanuatu on that dreadful day, March 13th this year. But they're back, 9 sports confirmed here. And a number of sporting disciplines will be represented as well. Indeed, Vanuatu sport got back on its feet by the IOC. In fact, it was the IOC president, Thomas Bach, who went out there, pledged a lot of money to Vanuatu, which of course will host as well the mini games, the slimmed down version of the Pacific Games in 2017. And Vanuatu here to play. Track and field team very strong. Basketball team, they've got a boxing team here as well. Beach volleyball, and of course their women's pair, very powerful beach volleyball team, world ranked, hit the world tour. And I think now in this last week, correct me if I'm wrong, they might have been announced as UN ambassadors.
I can't confirm that, but I can vouch for the fact that they've been able to put Vanuatu on the map, the beach volleyball. So
With I think the recent World Championships, was it in the Netherlands? They finished about 7th.
So you would expect that they'd probably be the red-hot favourites, Kathleen, going into the women's beach volleyball competition here.
I guess so, yes. But
always one for understatement. So it looks like the Wantoks from Vanuatu having a bit of fun out here.
Oh yeah, certainly getting into the spirit of the games. And I believe so far all the visiting island countries since their arrival here in Port Moresby, so far so good. It's about all the Pacific Island states enjoying the hospitality so far.
They are indeed, and I tell you what, there's one person who probably would have been loved to have been enjoying the hospitality up here. Namila Benson was supposed to have come up here with us. And Namila, we think you might be watching this back home in Aussie. We're sorry you can't be here with us tonight. We would have loved it, but who knows? I'm sure there's going to be lots of other lovely occasions.
Absolutely.
And to all of you across the Pacific, great to have your company tonight wherever you're tuned in.
And everyone right throughout the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea, as you join us in this telecast of the opening ceremony. It is our night, something to be proud of.
Well, there's one more team to welcome to the stage, and then I tell you what, guys, I think you're just going to have to strap yourselves in, and I'm a little bit sorry, actually, for Wallace and Fortuna, because behind them is going to come a tidal roar. But let's not write off the Wallachians. They're a handy team, hosts to the Pacific at the last mini games. 80 athletes here tonight, 6 sports, va'a, sailing, volleyball, karate, taekwondo, and weightlifting as well.
Yeah, just with the men's volleyball team, the PNG men's volleyball team beat them in the gold medal in the mini games in Wallace. So they've sent the message back to Papua New Guinea to say that we are going to take the gold medal back to Wallace.
They want it from you PNGs, eh?
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a sport that everyone would like to go and watch.
The scene is set, yes. Tickets are difficult here in PNG. Swimming is already sold out. So Wallace then leave the stage and the challengers out. They're going to take on PNG in that big volleyball showdown here. And now there's just a slight hush across the stadium, and I wonder why. Something's brewing on the eastern side of the VSB stadium here tonight.
Around Papua New Guinea and right around the city of Port Moresby. As you join us, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Here comes the noise. What a cacophony that is. That's huge. The stadium, everyone erupts here. PNG present themselves to their country. This massive team. The applause is thunderous.
Team PNG with the increased opportunities for our athletes in the different sporting codes.
453 of them here tonight. A huge team, and the work that's gone into this team,
and
Lawrence.
the money that has gone into all sporting codes. Everyone is looking forward, regardless of past records and past events. We've all got a great confidence that we will all do well. Oh yes, our favorite superfish.
A superhero.
Yeah, you got Toya Whistle just at the back screen there.
There's Toya, right behind.
They're both favorites.
That is Toya Whistle, one of the great sprinters of the Pacific at the moment. We'll be watching out for her next week. Ryan Penny.
Yeah, Team PNG's flag bearer is Linda Poulsen. She's a power lifter. She just finished off a world championship and ranked second in her category. So well done to Linda, and I'm sure it's a great achievement for her.
In traditional dress as well. She's 43 years of age, for those that might not know her, and she was inspired by Dika Tua, another one of these great high-profile athletes that we're going to be seeing tomorrow in the weightlifting here in the women's competition. But Ryan Penny, what a man and what a champion. There's the chef de mission.
Yeah, that's Richard Kassman just ordering.
Directing things.
Just directing traffic, and that's Linda Poulsen.
Linda Poulsen there, just holding the PNG flag. What a moment for her. My goodness. She was watching Dika Tua, we're told, on Manus Island. That looks like Sapalai Yao there as well, just briefly in shot, one of the great distance men of PNG track and field. Look at this explosion of colour.
It's an amazing achievement to represent your country, and you're the host nation, and I'm sure all these athletes for Team PNG will relish this moment. They will absolutely relish this moment and be able to, take a bound and really feel the spirit of the games and feel the pride of Papua New Guinea. A couple of our track and field athletes there.
Yeah, Team PNG, I mean, what a good 754 of them, 453 are athletes. They've been traveling the get international competition, and they've been coming away with some remarkable results as well. They finished third on the medal table, PNG, 4 years ago in New Caledonia with 48 gold. And the word is that they want to try and treble that here this time if they're going to see off the challenge. Double it at least, and more if they can.
Yeah, as you said, the government has put in a lot of money to send teams away in order for them to compete in the best. There's a couple of the Apisa kids there from in tennis.
Well, we'll be seeing them because indeed Abigail is just coming back with a fantastic win on the ITF Tour, or the Women's Tour. And of course, Rox, fantastic pictures.
This is a part of the men's volleyball team here.
Team from Papua New Guinea, probably one of the best prepared national teams ever that this country's produced. Well, it is.
For sure,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely, and you know, they've been able to travel overseas just to compete at their best back in home soil. So,
but I mean, look at the sacrifice that some of the athletes have put in as well, leaving family, friends behind, just for this night, for this occasion, for this opportunity. I got a feeling that UPNGs have got a bit of a surprise, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. And with the home crowd advantage, there's definitely going to be surprises here.
Good evening to all those that are picking us up through the other Pacific countries as well.
Indeed, Kathleen, well said. And here is Team Vanuatu.
Yeah, it's very good that they've brought out the banner. Thank you, Turu Olwantok from Papua New Guinea. And they've been acknowledged there by the crowd. And we welcome them. Our Wantoks from Papua New Guinea.
A little bit of Bislama there, perhaps.
Bislama, yes. They have their own, also Solomon Islands. We have our own Tokis in here. And that, for those that don't understand, it's just saying thank you very much to all the friends here in Papua New Guinea.
So Team Vanuatu then have brought quite a large team. In fact, they looked like they might be threatened after Cyclone Pam devastated much of Vanuatu on that dreadful day, March 13th this year, but they're back. 9 sports confirmed here, and a number of sporting disciplines will be represented as well. Indeed, Vanuatu sport got back on its feet by the IOC. In fact, it was the IOC president, Thomas Bach, who went out there, pledged a lot of money to Vanuatu, which of course will host as well the mini games, the slimmed down version of the Pacific Games in 2017. And Vanuatu here to play. Track and field team very strong. Basketball team, they've got a boxing team here as well. Beach volleyball, and of course their women's pair, very powerful beach volleyball team, world ranked, hit the world tour. And I think now in this last week, correct me if I'm wrong, they might have been announced as UN ambassadors.
I can't confirm that, but I can vouch for the fact that they've been able to put Vanuatu on the map, the beach volleyball. So
With I think the recent World Championships, was it in the Netherlands? They finished about 7th.
So you would expect that they'd probably be the red-hot favourites, Kathleen, going into the women's beach volleyball competition here.
I guess so, yes. But
always one for understate. So it looks like the Wantoks from Vanuatu having a bit of fun out here.
Oh yeah, certainly getting into the spirit of the games. And I believe so far all the visiting island countries since their arrival here in Port Moresby. So far, so good. It's about all the Pacific Island states enjoying the hospitality so far.
They are indeed, and I tell you what, there's one person who probably would have been loved to have been enjoying the hospitality up here. Namila Benson was supposed to come up here with us. And Namila, we think you might be watching this back home in Aussie. We're sorry you can't be here with us tonight. We would have loved it, but who knows? I'm sure there's going to be lots of other lovely occasions.
Absolutely.
And to all of you across the Pacific, great to have your company tonight wherever you're tuned in.
And everyone right throughout the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea, as you join us in this telecast of the opening ceremony. It is our night, something to be proud of.
Well, there's one more team to welcome to the stage, and then I tell you what, guys, I think you're just going to have to strap yourselves in, and I'm a little bit sorry, actually, for Wallace and Fortuna, because behind them is going to come a tidal roar. But let's not write off the Wallachians. They're a handy team, hosts to the Pacific at the last mini games. 80 athletes here tonight, 6 sports, va'a, sailing, volleyball, karate, taekwondo, and weightlifting as well.
Yeah, just with their men's volleyball team, the PNG men's volleyball team beat them in the gold medal in the mini games in Wallace. So they've sent the message back to Papua New Guinea to say that we are going to take the gold medal back to Wallace.
They want it from you PNGs, eh?
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a sport that everyone would like to go and watch.
The scene is set, yes. Tickets are difficult here in PNG. Swimming is already sold out. So Wallace then leave the stage and the challengers out. They're going to take on PNG in that big volleyball showdown here. And now there's just a slight hush across the stadium, and I wonder why. Something's brewing on the eastern side of the VSB stadium here tonight.
Around Papua New Guinea and right around the city of Port Moresby, as you join us, the moment we've all been waiting for.
Here comes the noise. And what a cacophony that is. That's huge. The stadium, everyone erupts here. PNG present themselves to their country. This massive team. The applause is thunderous.
Team PNG with the increased opportunities for our athletes in the different sporting codes.
453 of them here tonight. A huge team. And the work that's gone into this team,
and
Lawrence.
the money that has gone into all sporting codes. Everyone is looking forward, regardless of past records and past events. We've all got a great confidence that we will all do well. Oh yes, our favorite superfish.
A superhero.
Yeah, you got Toya Whistle just at the back screen there.
There's Toya, right behind.
They're both favorites.
That is Toya Whistle, one of the great sprinters of the Pacific at the moment. We'll be watching out for her next week. Ryan Penny.
Yeah, Team PNG's flag bearer is Linda Poulsen. She's a power lifter. She just finished off a world championship and ranked second in her category. So well done to Linda, and I'm sure it's a great achievement for her.
In traditional dress as well.
Traditional dress.
She's 43 years of age, for those that might not know her. And she was inspired by Dika Tour, another one of these great high-profile athletes that we're going to be seeing tomorrow in the weightlifting here in the women's competition. But Ryan Pinney, what a man and what a champion. There's the chef de mission.
Yeah, that's Richard Kastman just
directing things.
Just directing traffic, and that's Linda Paulson.
Linda Paulson there, just holding the PNG flag. What a moment for her, my goodness. She was watching Dika Tour, we're told, on Manus Island. That looks like Sapalai Yao there as well, just briefly in shot, one of the great distance men of PNG track and field. Look at this explosion of colour.
It's an amazing achievement to represent your country, and you're the host nation, and I'm sure all these athletes for Team PNG will relish this moment. They will absolutely relish this moment and be able to, take a bound and really feel the spirit of the games and feel the pride of Papua New Guinea. A couple of our track and field athletes there.
Yeah, Team PNG, I mean, what a good 754 of them, 453 are athletes. They've been traveling the world to get international competition, and they've been coming away with some remarkable results as well. They finished third on the medal table, PNG, 4 years ago in New Caledonia with 48 gold. And the word is that they want to try and treble that here this time if they're going to see off the challenge. Double it at least, and more if they can.
Yeah, as you said, the government has put in a lot of money to send teams away in order for them to compete in the best. There's a couple of the Apisa kids there from in tennis.
Well, we'll be seeing them because indeed Abigail has just come back with a fantastic win on the ITS Tour, or the Women's Tour. And of course, Locks, fantastic pictures.
This is a part of the men's volleyball team here.
Probably one of the best prepared national teams ever that this country's produced. Well, it is.
For sure.
Absolutely. And, they've been able to travel overseas just to compete at their best back in home soil. So,
but I mean, look at the sacrifice that some of the athletes have put in as well, leaving family, friends behind, just for this night, for this occasion, for this opportunity. I got a feeling that UPNGs have got a bit of a surprise, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, I'm sure. And with the home crowd advantage, there's definitely going to be surprises here.
Well, the chant goes up, and I think it's going to be very significant here over the next 2 weeks. This huge and enthusiastic home crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, the Duke of York.
Mesdames et Messieurs, Son Altesse Royale, le Duc York.
Ladies and gentlemen, athletes who have come from across the Pacific, it is a great pleasure to welcome you here to Papua New Guinea. Before I read Her Majesty's message, I would just like to congratulate everybody on the most amazing, spectacular opening ceremony. it has showcased a model of diversity and inclusion, something that I know that Papua New Guinea is very, very important to them. But I have been sent here by Her Majesty not only to open these games, but to read you a message from her. Prince Philip and I send our best wishes to the government and the people of Papua New Guinea on the occasion of the 15th Pacific Games. I am pleased to see that Australia and New Zealand will be participating in the Games for the first time this year. It is encouraging to see 24 countries from around the Pacific region coming together every 4 years through sport to reinforce their common bonds and shared interests. I wish all the teams the best of luck in the competition over the next 2 weeks. Signed, Elizabeth R. It now gives me the greatest of pleasure, on behalf of Her Majesty, to declare the 15th Pacific Games open.
Ladies and gentlemen, after an epic journey around Papua New Guinea, please welcome into the arena the Pacific Games baton, carried by Gyawa Tau, Lord Gold's gold medal winner, 1990 Commonwealth Games, Auckland.
And what a sensation she was back in 1990 when she won that gold medal for PNG. Gyawa Tau. And after 100 epic days, the baton returns here to Moresby for this opening ceremony of the 15th Pacific Games. Gyawa Tau breaking through with an amazing gold medal that fascinated everybody and really put PNG on the map back in 1990.
Yeah, absolutely, and a memorable sporting event there. And
Labuam, Edward Labuam, now 72 years of age. And Edward competed for Papua New Guinea at the 1962 Perth Commonwealth Games, and then the next year, in 1963, he won Papua New Guinea's first ever Pacific Games medal. A gold medal it was as well. In fact, in the high jump event in which he competed, he smashed the records quite considerably, I'm told by Oceania statistician Bob Snow. And years later, he was the first PNG athlete to be inducted into Papua New Guinea's Sports Hall of Fame. What recognition for a great man of PNG.
Absolutely. I mean, Edward LeBron, if the stories we heard about him is anything to go by, no wonder he's still a fit 70-year-old.
And from the older to the younger generation, and the roar goes up here in the BSB Stadium, because I would argue that no other athlete in the modern games era has done as much for Papua New Guinea as this guy. An
That's why he's always a favorite.
To break through and win that gold medal at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne in 2006. He's now 31 years of age. He's out of retirement. This guy has had 4 shoulder reconstructions, and he's come out of retirement because he wants to do it here
for his
do
country.
PNG proud.
Yeah, I believe he came out of retirement for this very event, and there onwards I think goes into the Masters. category?
7 swimming events he'll be competing in here, and he's a very strong candidate in 4 of them. In fact, he's probably got something up his sleeve as well. And this guy still owns 7 South Pacific swim records: the 100 free, 200 free, 50 back, 100 back, 50 fly, 100 fly, and the 200 IM. He's an absolute legend. He's loved around Papua New Guinea.
We all love him.
And he started a new generation of swimmers as well. I mean, what Liz Wells has done, and Ryan Pinney and the rest of the Swim Federation, is something. And if we're talking about contribution to sports and sports development in a country, this guy is a standout. Francis Kapuam. He's elevated para-sport to a near cult status, would you not agree, Lawrence?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's definitely been put Papua New Guinea on the world map with his performances in the Paralympics in Beijing, and just recently as well. He's a real lovable athlete, and one that's very deserving.
And so, on to another one of the great PNG champions, Stephen Kari, the great weightlifter.
And also Sportsman of the Year for this year.
And indeed, he was the youngest member of the PNG team at the London Olympic Games, I believe. And part of the Oceania fraternity, but now back training with his uncle, who's been his great mentor for a number of years.
In fact, the village where he comes from is really building up the numbers of weightlifters coming out from there.
And on to the legend in women's sport. Here she is, Dika Tau, proudly.
Sportswoman of the Year, and also from the same village that has built up a reputation for weightlifting. It's Hanobara here in the nation's capital.
Incredible, a sports ambassador. An incredible life from her village. Started weightlifting as a 13-year-old. And this extraordinary path that her career has taken over the last decade or so. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Leaves her family behind, her kids as well, to concentrate on her
Of course,
sport.
being a young mother nowadays.
Weightlifting. The first woman ever to lift a weight in Olympic competition. That was in Sydney in 2000. And now ahead of her, 50 big steps to the top of the east wing of the BSB Stadium here in Port Moresby on the occasion of the opening ceremony. What a night, and what a dream come true for this amazing young woman, Dika Tau.
It's definitely one to remember for Dika Tau as she walks up 50 steps.
Celebrated by her adoring fans in Papua New Guinea. Again, she turns around to acknowledge the stadium. This is a crowning moment in this young woman's career.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a mother of 2, and as we said earlier on, she's left them to come out, go out to New Caledonia and train so that she can be able to win gold here.
And they're in Tokpis in the words one Solwara.
And let me tell you, it is a long way to the top up there. We had a couple of the technicians go up the other day. They can't believe the 50 steps. But Dika Tau, she turns and acknowledges this huge crowd here in Port Moresby.
Very, very proud moment, but you can just tell by the smile on her face.
What a champion. What a night.
What a moment for her.
Opening ceremony.
One Solwara meaning one ocean, referring to one Pacific region.
This is the moment.